Back to Julia Gillard's long game, though. If she pulls off the carbon tax, and we should know that within a few weeks, if she pulls off the mining tax, and we might know that in how long's the period of consultation, not very long. If she pulls off the Malaysia solution, I mean, they are three significant policies to pull off. It's the big ifs, that's all. The Murray-Darling and other big ifs.
Three things we've been waiting a year for.
A year's not long, though, on issues that big, Malcolm, I don't think.
Look, I tell you what, I think the electorate has stopped listening because there's nothing here. There is a belief out there that this government is either not doing anything or is just too incompetent to do something. Have a look at it. Climate change, where is that policy? It's behind locked doors with the Greens. People are saying, what's going on here? Right. The Malaysian solution. The Prime Minister announced on May 8 that Australia had a deal with Malaysia. It didn't. It still doesn't.
Really, that's not going well.
The tax, the mining tax. Now, that might even get through. Martin Ferguson, I think, is doing a rather skilled job with that, but we won't know until later in the year.
They should have put that behind them long ago.
It should have.
Yes. They should have put that behind them long ago.
Even the health policy hasn't been settled yet.
Here we have the other day Adam Bandt from the Greens voting to censure the government on the Malaysian solution, which is the Greens' default position, is always go to the devout and the highly moralistic, and yet he voted with the government to support the government on its Malaysian
but what you wrote is that this was the vote in the Parliament, right?
Yes.
The Greens supported the coalition, and you called it the rejection of the Labor-Green government. So the Greens actually rejected themselves.
Yeah, but then they went back.
Against the
then they went back and voted against
the censure.
This is what I'm saying.
Hung parliaments are messy things. I think we have to keep this in perspective.
The Greens are a stupid and hypocritical party.
Well, I mean, unlike the Christopher Pyne theory, they're not interested in bringing down this government at the moment. They're working with this government.
Because it's the only hope that they've got of ever inflicting their economic destroying policies on this nation.
Yes, but it's ridiculous for Christopher Pyne to argue that just because a party doesn't support one side or other on a major policy, they then want to bring down that side. I mean, the Democrats under Cheryl Kernot didn't support much of what the Howard government was doing, but they still worked with Peter Reith to improve.
That's right, but I think the point that Christopher Pyne was making, that there have been now 17 votes on the floor of the House against this government, and Menzies after four votes against his government.
Yeah, they were significant votes. So a lot of the 17 that Christopher Pyne talks about were procedural matters.
Yes,
well, they really didn't amount to much.
And this thing, the Bandt motion condemning, saying abandon the Malaysian option. Right. The Greens and the Coalition voted together on that, but for entirely different reasons. Yeah. So you couldn't see that as a concerted view of the Parliament.
No, but you could see that Bandt was taking the high moral ground to say that, no, we don't think that people should be sent to Malaysia. Yep. But then at his first opportunity, he supported the government on the same issue.
I mean, I think the big picture is the long game. How long does Julia Gillard get to play a long game? Well, you're signalling it's too long now. I think a lot of the public, up until February, were thinking, oh, yeah, let's see what she's got. They've lost patience, 27%, 30% popularity, I think, for the PM. Rotten figures. And all those people on her side of politics are sort of crossing their fingers and hanging on and waiting for the real Julia that they thought they elected to the leadership to emerge, I think, in shock.